Hi everybody. Is that creepy the way I came in? Okay, so we are about to get something loaded for embroidery. I want to get a logo placed right here on the pants. So what do I need? First thing is I need some stabilizer. Okay, this is there's a lot of different stabilizers. This is a much softer stabilizer, which means I have to double it over just so it's going to be strong enough but still soft. So I'm going to be using stabilizer. I'll show you how to use that. I have my hoop. I need to make sure it's the right size. I've already lined it up and I've tried one already in the embroidery machine, so I know this will work, but you need to make sure you have the right hoop size and everything ready to go. Sometimes you need this. This is the special adhesive for fabric. This is not always needed, and to be honest, I think for this it just gunks up the system, so we don't need it, and I'll just show you how to use it with a hoop. But sometimes it's easier to spray onto the fabric and stick the material right on there. But we can't do it for this one, so I just wanted to show you that. Alright, so here we go. I want to place it right in this area right there. Okay, so that's where I'm aiming for. So I'm going to take the front of the hoop, just like that. I'm going to try to line up, and I'm actually going to use these vertical lines a little bit to help me with that, to get it lined up exactly where I want it. Alright. I'm going to take my stabilizer, place that on top as well. I need to make sure the stabilizer has a lot of space to go further around the edges, because when you push the hoop down, you'll still need a stabilizer there. It'll make everything tight and you still need plenty of stabilizer. Okay, so I push everything down with the backing of the hoop and I close and tighten it. Now, you really need to make sure, I can always undo it and redo it if I need to. I want to make sure that's lined up. Looks good in center. My vertical lines are pretty vertical compared to the hoop. I'm pulling this along, pulling it tight just to make sure there's no wrinkles. Another really important thing is, if for some way, if I got something tucked in, I've had that before, like a tag or something like that gets tucked in, it could get embroidered to the back of it. One time I even ruined a really nice expensive shirt because when I pushed it into the machine, this part got tucked in the back and then it embroidered through to the other side. It was completely ruined. I had to cut the shirt apart to get it out. Alright, so make sure everything's good and clear from this and ready to go. Make sure this is tight. You'll get it tighter and tighter. Still, there's always a chance of slipping down, so just make sure the backing of the hoop is pushed in all the way so nothing can fall off when you're working. But it looks like we're ready to go, and I'll now show you how to use a machine. Okay, so we're at the machine. Again, when we load this, we totally need to make sure there's nothing that's going to get tucked in underneath. We cannot have the clothing underneath this way. We can't have anything stuck from like a tag. We need to make sure that the only thing tucked in here is going to be the area that we need to embroider. So we're going to place this in here, load it in, and make sure nothing is getting stuck in the back. Okay, so make sure we're good and clear. There's nothing that's going to accidentally get tucked in. When we push it in, that's when you'll have that problem with things getting pushed in underneath. So we need to make sure we're completely clear. We are going to open it from a USB, which might be hard to see, but I'm going to open the USB. I know which monogram I'm looking for was the MFA, so I'm going to find MFA on here. Obviously size matters, so whatever the size was on here, we need to make sure it's the right size clothing. So you need to make sure everything's matched up. So they gave me the pants and said this is the size we need, so that's what we have in here. Alright, so I'm going to choose that. We have it in MFA is the right lettering, everything's squared away, it's looking upright, the right way it needs to be. I'll hit embroidery. Everything is good to go. We will have ways, and I'll show you how to put the needle back in. If I needed to change a color, I can show you a quick way to change the color as well. But everything's lined up. I have the right color, I have the thread going through the needle, everything's squared away and ready to go. So all I'm going to do is press the lock button, and now this turns green, and we'll go. Notice it's going to cut here. That's called a jump stitch. So the idea is that we won't have a line. Some of the lower end machines would have to leave that thread there, and you'd have to cut it later. Okay, it's a beautiful noise when it's done. So, we slide this out. Looks pretty good. We can slide off the back of the hoop now. Set that down, the hoop is done. And there we go. Now, what about the back end? We have this stabilizer here. This is where we will take scissors and we'll just cut away the outer part. There's some that's tear away, but that's a little stiffer. This is going to be a little softer, and we just need to cut it away. We don't want to tear and or hurt any of the stitches, but we'll cut it away and it'll be good to go. So there we go.